If I may come in there, it looks to me like, the policies are well-intentioned, but they seem to also be counterproductive as well. Despite the use of all these economic terminologies, well-intentioned to reduce inflation to 21%, increase portfolio investment. What Nigerians are really more concerned about is if in the overall, it's going to reduce the price of a bag of rice from 75,000 naira to 35,000 naira, which was really high even when it was at that, price. I'm glad you also mentioned subsidy when you were talking earlier, which has, called for good reason to review. Since the removal of subsidy, what we've seen is an astronomical increase in the price of petrol, even when government was not adjusting it officially. What we have now is 650 naira per litre, and that's a moderate price in this part of the southwest. We've seen a palliative distribution program that has not really been effective. We've seen, a payment of 25,000 naira to certain households that really, we cannot verify. So my simple question to you is subsidy removal working?
Subsidy removal is working for government because revenue government share at FAC has increased. When you see before subsidy was removed, government shared, and I mean the three tiers of government, federal, state, and local, they shared between 400 billion naira to 600 billion naira before subsidy was removed. Upon the removal of subsidy, that jumped to about 1.1 trillion to 1.8, 1.9 trillion. That is humongous. That is huge amount. Monies that has been paid on behalf of Nigeria by three tiers of government is now going back to the government coffers. Now, the thing is, the intention was that when this money goes to government will now spend this money majorly on capex. Recall that the budget of most of the states had been 70-80% recurrent expenditure. In fact, some states that they don't even have money to do anything other than to pay salaries. And the salary is not even up to minimum wage. And now, most states has more money. Federal government has more money. The question I ask is that, where is the capex upon this increase? It is not there. So government is not injecting into the economy. It is not impacting the economy. What do you see? Increase here and there. And this is why some of us warned very vehemently that before subsidy is removed, let there be steady production in Nigeria. Either government-owned refinery, privately owned refinery, they must work before you remove refinery. Before you remove the subsidy. As if those were not enough, haven't seen all the removal and some other policy, we now added devaluation to it. And I tell you, that would lead to constipation or what we call a policy overdose on the system. And this is why today, minimum wage is not sufficient. Even if you pay labor 60,000 naira, definitely it will not be sufficient. I'm not promoting paying 1 million naira to labor, but I can tell you that we still have a long way to go as a result of some of these policy. Another one has added to it now, an humongous 400 basis point increase in NPR. The more we take a reverse gear and reconsider the economy holistically, namely coming from fiscal, most importantly, trade, and with all the positive decision in recent time, central bank has taken before this 400 basis point increase and adjustment of CRR. I tell you, I think we need to have that discussion they need to have that discussion among the real drivers of the economy.